Straight up real, and any day could be your last in the jungle. On the hum, don't care. Nuzzle and yours and take your face off. The streets is filled with undercovers chasing brothers.
These contests here in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, as the Bulls play one at home. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And the Clippers head back to Los Angeles after today's contest. An excellent season underway. We've seen a lot of good basketball so far from these guys.
And when you look at the Clippers, it hasn't been the type of fully dominant season that a lot of the experts predicted, but they're still in a position that many other teams would envy at this point.
And to me, that tells you a lot about just how strong a team they are. I mean, what qualifies as success for others is just okay for them.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for the Clippers right now, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Jordan is out there with Luke Mbah-a-Moute. And it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. Tries again.
But it didn't tight that time, fellas.
Los Angeles on D. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the Stars that led the charge for them in that win. The lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance, and road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together. Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, guys, for the last decade, the best point guard in the NBA. Now, there's some new competition for that distinction, though, with Steph Curry breaking through to NBA stardom. And it's always exciting to watch these two go head-to-head.
Now here's Butler. Last game he had 13. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. On baseline J, it's deflected. That's tipped. Jordan kicks to Mbah-a-Moute. And the wide open shot from Redick. And again, no good by the Clippers. Jordan against Rose. Let's go. And he drops that one in. Rose has got his second bucket tonight. Clippers trail by 3. Redick for 3. Gasol with the rebound. Now Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. To the paint, it's deflected. Mbah-a-Moute with the steal. And he gets the bucket.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Bulls have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Rose against Paul. Gasol a screen. Off the screen, the rejection by Paul. And Paul Pierce with the slam.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Bulls trail by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Rose gets the bucket.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Rose against Paul. Kicks it to Mbah-a-Moute. To the middle. Paul passes to Pierce. And too long on the shot. Last outing for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Heat.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Snell, no good. Redick dishes to Mbah-a-Moute. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And finished off by Rose.
And really just straight to the basket with a full head of steam.
Well, if you're going to throw it down, make sure you throw it down with force. Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
The better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Snell, that's good.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
A shot by Paul, nobody around. Paul missing again. Chicago with the ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Here's Snell. Mbamute pulls it in. Mbamute has got 4 rebounds now tonight. It's stolen by Rose. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Oh! And that one is hammered home.
And really just straight to the basket with a full head of steam.
Well, if you're going to throw it down, make sure you throw it down with force.
And that last replay courtesy of Dia. And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Here's Snell, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. And Butler, here we go. Gasol a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Left.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't.
And that one's good.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally...
By Jordan.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And it's Paul penetrating. Rose with some nice D.
And, you know, back to D. Rose, he grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
This all no good. Clippers trail by 7. Pierce kicks to Redick. Hands the shot with nobody near him. Redick's got his second basket of the night. Here's Chicago. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Gibson the screen. Gasol passes to Rose. Back to Gasol. Left side Gibson. Shot clock at 5. 3-pointers. Snell. No good. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Jordan dishes to Redick. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Big bodies and soft hands. Well, that's what these guys possess. The top assisting centers and power forwards this year. 4th, Pau Gasol.
It takes a tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of the low post.
Man, it's so much fun to watch a big guy handling and orchestrating things from the lane. I mean, it causes so many problems when you've got a guy who can score down there, who also has vision and an excellent basketball IQ.
Paul against Rose. Paul kicks to Redick. Passes to Mbamute. Chicago grabs the miss. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
I think everyone who saw that game would just have to agree was about what they could do defensively in terms of winning.
And I thought the activity was tremendous, all over the court defensively. And that kind of hustle is going to pay off for you, and it also is going to keep your coach happy.
And the dunk by Rose.
And how about the grasp they had on the game plan for this one?
You know, I know it's early, but I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say we could be headed for a blowout. unless something dramatically changes and fast.
Paul kicks to Reddick. Jordan the screen. Reddick against Butler. Gibson with the steal. McDermott passes to Rose, and that one's good. And now a 12-point Chicago lead. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for Chicago?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Paul dishes to Pierce. 14 feet away, and Chris Paul the bucket on the assist by Pierce. Paul's got his second basket of the game. The Bulls leading by 10. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Gibson the screen. Rose kicks to Gasol. The shot will not go. Some solid D from Paul. Domination in the first quarter. And a word from Chris Paul, who has a little something to say about the success of a very special and of course, we know that Blake would say the exact same thing about Chris Paul. You know, Chris and Blake Griffin share so much in common when it comes to being the hardcore Clippers their owner brags about all the time.
And you think about it, Chris Paul is not easily impressed, nor is Doc Rivers, for that matter, but both of these guys have praised Griffin for how hard he's worked and how far he's come in his career.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
Butler and McDermott filling out the perimeter. Mirotic is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Brooks in at the point guard. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
He feeds it to Mirotic. Butler on the wing. Covered by Reddick. And Jimmy Butler with the three. Butler's got 6 points.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Here's Reddick. Good, and Paul gets the assist. He's got 9.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Gasol, he's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
It's all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Here's McDermott. They get the rebound. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence. Pau Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
Mirotic against Pierce. Butler attacking. And the Bulls get it back. Gasol passes to McDermott. And the Bulls with another miss. Clippers trail by 11. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. The difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mirotic. Tony Snell comes in for Doug McDermott. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Brooks. Pass to Snell. Back to Gasol. Right side Rose. Shot clock at 5. 9 feet out. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Clippers trail by 8. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. There's Paul. Rebound by the Bulls. Gasol's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
The Bulls shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. And so Snell nails both of them.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Paul goes in. Pierce kicks to Paul. No one near him. Paul missing again.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Bulls have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far. That free throw good from Butler.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
And Doc Rivers passed the 700-win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart. And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard.
And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Paul's got 8. Looking back at Paul Pierce's career, Clark, so many game winners, none more impressive than his jumper over Dwayne Wade in the first round of the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Shaq nicknamed him the Truth for a good reason. I mean, Pierce grew up in L.A. and reportedly dreamed. of playing with the Lakers. Ironic that he instead became one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
Paul with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. The shot by Paul, no good.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Lets it fly. Again, the miss by Paul. The Bulls leading by 13. And Butler, here we go. Here's Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Gasol's got 5 points in the quarter.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out and chalk up a few. More points for them there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Aldridge comes in for Mbamute. And it's Crawford in for Pierce. Aldridge kicks to Jordan. Here's Paul. No good off the back of the rim. The Bulls leading by 17. Outside Rose. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford.
And trying to come up with a highlight reel finish, somebody forgot to finish it.
Stolen by Rose. Jumps up. Oh! Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throw down there. Always some entertainment value when you go with the windmill jam.
Yeah, rim shaker and the wrist breaker.
Outrageous, guys.
Crawford outside, and it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Snell, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Snell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. He dishes it to Butler. Off target from 3-point range. Clippers trail by 19. Stolen by Rose. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
Paul dishes to Aldridge. Crawford outside. Clock at 6. Aldridge, no good.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself. The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Paul for 3, and he gets it to go. Paul's got 7 now in this quarter.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Rose passes to Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 6 assists here tonight. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. Well, some deep threats have really made their presence felt around the league lately. At the 2-guard spot, these have been the hottest 3-point shooters for the last month. Take a look at Redick, 2nd in the league, extremely accurate from beyond the arc.
Guys are gunners. I mean, they've got the green light at all times because of their 3-point shooting. I mean, they are cash money.
Well, when they're shooting the percentages they shoot, I mean, you never want to see these guys passing up an open look from beyond the arc. I mean, they're firmly in the let-it-fly zone. All systems go with them.
Rose attacking. It's hauled in by the Clippers. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. Paul with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. From the arc, Crawford, no luck. The Bulls leading by 22. Outside Gasol. McDermott, no one around him, hits it from three-point range. McDermott's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. It's stolen by Rose. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity, and Mirotic throws it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Rose, no good. Crawford, no one around him. Rebounded by McDermott.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
For the Bulls, 2 shots.
And both free throws good for Brooks. Leaps for it, and through one hand.
Thank you, Kip.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille. Derrick Rose taking care of business in this one. He had 25 points, 7 assists, and 6 steals. It's a great... All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's...
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
What a game for Rose. 25 points and 6 steals. This game is all about him right now.
Full domination mode, guys.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Reddick and Crawford, the sharpshooters outside. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Cole Aldridge, and it's Paul in at the 1. The shot by Reddick, no good.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Here's Butler. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Good.
For 3.
One thing about Jamal Crawford, he is the definition of a streak shooter. When he's hot, baby, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, he's a combination of craftiness and athleticism. It makes him very hard to defend. He can spot you up, run you off picks, drive past you. This guy gives you the real deal.
There's the pick. Poked away. Shot clock at 6. Back to Paul. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Butler. 11th in scoring. And he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And yeah, you know, one of the most dangerous scorers in the league. He's already come up big in some key games this year.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Gasol kicks to Snell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Gibson. Ball's knocked loose.
Yeah, I guess when you're up this big, you can afford to get a little sloppy.
Crawford outside. From 16 feet away, he cans it. Crawford's got 5 points so far.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Paul against Rose. The dish now to Gibson. Rose passes to Gibson. Rose kicks to Snell. Three-pointer, Butler. The shot is off, and it's the Clippers taking it the other way. The feed to Aldridge. Back to Paul. Now here's Redick. He's guarded closely. That's good. 15 points in the game.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it.
You know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Rose. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 4 assists in the game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And Rose throws it down.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc. And boy, are they taking advantage.
Redick for 3, and the Clippers miss again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Butler dishes to Gibson. Outside Rose. Clock at 4. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. Some on-the-fly coaching right there from their leader.
And that's what you got to do. Never be afraid to remind someone what their role is. And they're a lot better off because of how vocal he is.
And the Bulls making a change here. Portis is checked in.
And one thing about the NBA, there are a ton of siblings currently playing in the league. Some on the same team, some on opposing sides, but there must be over a half a dozen sets of siblings.
He's their go-to guy. When he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Crawford with the ball. He has 5. Crawford missing again. As you said, Greg, there are a ton of sibling pairs in the NBA. Even more, Clark, if you include the D-League.
Well, you start with the Plumlees, the Gasols, the Teagues, Zellers. For twins, you have the Lopez twins, Morris twins, the Zellers, Gasols, Teagues, Steph and Seth Curry. Count 2 with the D-League.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Rose kicks to Butler. Butler missing again.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
They set the screen. Redick. And again, no good by the Clippers.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Whistle blows. If that's going to be a travel.
They have constantly shot themselves in the foot this quarter with all of these turnovers.
Very simple. You can't score if you can't maintain possession.
Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Tony Snell. Snatched away. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Here are the top rebounders over the last month. DeAndre Jordan, number 1.
Well, he's got great energy, Kevin, when he goes after the ball, and that's got to be contagious to the rest of the team, I would think. I mean, that kind of production on the glass is great at both ends of the court.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Mirotic is checked in for Gibson, and it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Portis, the pass to Mirotic. Brooks outside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Brooks has got 6.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Crawford outside. Chicago grabs the miss.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
And a wide open look for Jordan, and it comes off the front of the rim. Left side, Butler. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball, resulting in high-quality shots.
Los Angeles on D. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Oh, guys, come on. He's up there
move.
posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Chicago.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
The Clippers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far. Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Crawford's shot is good.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Now Brooks, he's got 8. Shot is off. Great D that time from Jordan. Crawford outside, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 6 assists in the game. Paul with the steal. Crawford against Brooks. Crawford outside. Kept alive. Dishes it to Reddick. In the corner, it's Crawford. Over Brooks. Jamal Crawford again. Crawford's got 12 points in just the second half.
I don't think that was the shot they had in mind, but they'll take it.
To the left wing, Mirotic has a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper.
It's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
The 3. Crawford missing again. Chicago's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Brooks dishes to McDermott. The pass to Mirotic, and stolen by Reddick. There's the 3. The Clippers keep it alive.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
It's Butler that time on the assist from Mirotic. 31 points for Butler.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
He was all alone on that one. 15 points for Jamal Crawford.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Here's McDermott. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Crawford against Mirotic. They set the pick. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Bulls opening up a huge gap. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Snell in at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Here we go, one-on-one. And slam dunk by Butler.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends. Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Redick for 3. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
For 3.
Paul's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Crawford outside. Crawford missing again. Chicago's gone outside a lot tonight. Back, not watching for the line that time.
Chicago ball.
Chicago. Gibson the screen. Here's Rose. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Crawford's got his 3rd rebound on the night. The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter.
And it seems every season we see a player try and play through an injury. Sometimes it provides a boost with heroics, but it can lead to serious damage long term. It's a common practice we see, and some guys are pretty cavalier about it.
Rose in the post, defended by Paul. Just 5 to shoot. Butler kicks to Gibson. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Gasol no good. Clippers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. The quick look no good that time.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Gibson the screen. That's a 2 from Butler. And again, Chicago, no good. Los Angeles has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Crawford passes to Paul. Ball's knocked loose. Jordan dishes to Crawford. Crawford missing again. And for the Bulls, their shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Butler kicks to Snell. And again, Chicago, no good. And Los Angeles guys shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently.
Kevin, he's missing shot after shot after shot from long range. With time running low, he'd be better off trying something else.
Rose against Paul. Outside Rose. He kicks it to Snell. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Well, Steve Kerr and Jason Kidd both coming with no coaching experience over the last few seasons and also having success. I don't know, guys. Maybe we should throw our hat in the ring, but pretty impressive stuff.
That's not for me to do. I've already determined I don't want to coach for a paycheck, even if it is a big one.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
Jordan dishes to Crawford. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got his 3rd assist on the night. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. You know, you look at the coaching success for both Jason Kidd and Steve Kerr, both with long playing careers, championship experience on their resumes. Steve, in fact, Clark even had some time in the front office with Phoenix.
And don't forget about his broadcasting career either, Kevin. I mean,
That's right.
I think in both cases, though, you look at these two guys, they were able to come in and have immediate credibility with their teams and their playing experience, part of their preparation for being coaches.
by himself. Throws down off the coast-to-coast drive.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
There's Crawford with the three. Crawford missing again.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Rose passes to Bairstow, and he goes in for the dunk.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Stolen by Rose. The finish, the big dunk at the end of the break.
Reverse that one home. Now that. Was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish?
Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history.
Here's his check in for the Clippers. Rivers comes in for Chris Paul. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That is his first foul of the game.
And one thing that I know a lot of fans are worried about it is NBA jerseys with ads on them. It's something the NBA has explored more in depth recently and would be another stream of revenue for the league.
Crawford outside. Takes a three. Jordan kicks to Aldridge. Feeds to Rivers. He tries for three. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got 4 rebounds in this game. And with the ads on the jerseys, it isn't something that would sit well with the fans probably, but around the globe, almost every other league in the world has ads on their jerseys.
You know, the NBA has shown that they're willing to try new things with jerseys, much like they've looked at other issues. It started with the sleeve jerseys, and advertisements is just another area they're exploring. Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Here's Pierce. And again, no good by the Clippers. Here's Chicago. They've got an 8-0 run. It's off his leg. And it's whistled a kick. McDermott's checked in for Chicago. Brooks comes in for Derrick Rose.
Aaron Brooks.
Here's Portis.
Chicago timeout call.
Chicago calls timeout.
And you know, the new court projection video. All the rage in the NBA now. Instead of having to use a screen over the court, they just project video and images straight onto the court. I think before long, you'll see it everywhere.
And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
I tell you what, you got to love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time.
Those court projections you see in the pregame, we don't even have the best angle for them. They're so good.
Yeah, nice perk for those sitting a little higher up on those or those watching TV. It's about putting on a show and at the end of the day, entertaining the fans.
And they're able to recover. McDermott kicks to Bairstow. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Brooks covering. Crawford against Brooks. Now here's Crawford. Outside, Pierce. 3 on the clock. Good on the triples.
For 3.
Bulls have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth. Right around 46-47%.
Tremendous output from Brooks. He has 8 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they are going to be dangerous.
And both free throws good for Brooks.
Well, you know, we're far enough away from the 2013 draft where we can start to get a feel for just how strong it was. I mean, initial feeling was it was a weak draft, but there have been some gems coming out of it of late.
Moore outside.
Blocking fouls out on Paul Pierce. That's his second personal foul, third team foul.
And so here is Chicago, and finished off by McDermott.
Make it 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be, remove all doubt on that attack.
And for the 2013 draft class, not sure if there are going to be a lot of all-stars from that class, but there are quite a bit of rotational players that are effective.
And Kevin, listen, there's still a chance to see a couple of all-stars emerge from the class, as there are some elite talents that just need time to grow. And overall, there weren't too many complete misses. Almost every lottery pick is a rotation player at this point.
Chicago calls timeout.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
For three, Pierce. Shot is off. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Kicks to Butler. Rose gets a wide open look. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. And Los Angeles guys shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Crawford missing again.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
And around the NBA, there are some who want to redo how the NBA lottery works. They feel it punishes teams for trying at the end of the season and instead rewards others who maybe aren't doing as well. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Bulls.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, Clark, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
Yeah, it was a team that was really in sync. They trusted each other and took the right shot.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
They really took control of the first two games in this season series by keeping the pressure on. The win here tonight will move them to 2-0 with one game left against the Clippers.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Butler. You look at the energy he brought on both ends. ends of the floor. And it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
There's Crawford with the three. Crawford with another miss. You know, Clark, losing teams, handling losing with an eye to the future. It's a slippery slope and a very tough situation, not only for teams, but the league to try to figure out and rule on.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Well said, and I'm not sure what the answer is. I kind of like where we are with the lottery system, but it's something to reevaluate. I don't think it needs to be tinkered with at this point, though.
And since the start of the fourth quarter, that three-point shot has just been there.
Yeah, exactly. Doing an excellent job, I think, finding the open guy on the perimeter, and the three-pointer is a major weapon for him right now in this quarter.
And Rose drops them both. And here's Crawford. Pulls it up. That's short off the rim. And so Chicago takes this one.
Well, Powell, congratulations on the win. Tell us about the approach that the team took tonight in maximizing its effectiveness on the offensive end.
I think we just concentrate and we work hard until the last second of every possession, and I think that's something that we want to continue to do and be consistent with. And we're happy that today we were able to fight through everything and then still come out with a great win.
Congratulations, pal. Thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And now we'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose. He just put it completely out of reach in the fourth quarter. It was as if he was saying, okay, enough fooling around. I'm taking over now.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
What a special night for him offensively. Anytime you can get a player who's scoring up in the 40s, you know he was feeling it. And once he got rolling, his teammates were getting him the ball and just getting out his way.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.